Hello to everyone. It is a great pleasure to speak here at the Think Global conference to you in the next 20 minutes about why to invest in Switzerland and specifically why Switzerland is a preferred location for emerging tech. My name is Sirpa Tsimal. I am the Director for Investment Promotion at Switzerland Global Enterprise, the official organization for foreign direct investment in Switzerland. Switzerland is not only cheese and good chocolate, but Swiss inventions are all around you, without you even noticing it. To give you a few examples, Google Maps. Google's largest engineering center is outside of the US, is in Zurich, Switzerland, where they develop Google Maps. Siri, Alexa, or any other speech recognition device has the underlying technology long short-term memory, LSTM, which has been developed at ITSIA, one of the leading AI institutes that's located in Lugano, Switzerland. Velcro, if you have kids, was invented by a Swiss engineer named George de Mestral from the Lake Geneva region 100 years ago. Disney Pixar has a research collaboration with the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, ETH, where they develop special effects such as snowing in Disney animated movies. Or a Tesla, if you drive a Tesla, 700 out of the 3,000 pieces in a Tesla are supplied by Bossart, a Swiss family business. And Starbucks, if you ever had a Starbucks coffee, Thermoplan near Lucerne makes the coffee machines in each of the Starbucks almost 21,000 shops around the world. So those are just a couple of examples of Swiss innovations around the globe. Now, why is Switzerland such a playground for innovation? I will walk you through the key reasons why international companies are investing in Switzerland. If you are a company looking for a new business location, you most likely look at the following location factors. Where can I further develop my services or products and grow? Where do I find good partners? Where do I get legal certainty for my ventures? And how are the operating costs? And most of all, where do I find the right people for my business? So let's look at all these factors from a Swiss perspective and from an emerging tech angle. Switzerland is a perfect location to test and scale your products with its many research institutes in a variety of leading disciplines such as robotics, material sciences, biotech, pharma, or computer vision. ETH and EPFL are the two well-known Swiss federal institutes, but there are also many more smaller and highly specialized research facilities in Switzerland, and universities of applied sciences, where you can pragmatically collaborate as a company to test and to bring your products faster to market. Switzerland is also a great test market for Europe, the whole continent, and it's a small but culturally heterogeneous country with many languages spoken, such as German, French, English, or also Eastern European languages. And the Swiss are early tech adapters. And its high density of headquarters from large foreign multinationals, but also from Swiss players like Roche, Novartis, ABB, or Nestle, offer corporate project partnering opportunities for emerging tech ventures. Once established in Switzerland, Europe is your oyster, with 500 million consumers readily accessible, and with fast connections to all major hubs, be it London, Paris, or Milan. Switzerland has bilateral agreements with the EU, maintaining free flow of goods and services, and EU citizens don't require a work permit for Switzerland. Logistically speaking, I know many countries claim to be the center of Europe, but as you can see, Switzerland is surrounded by Europe's large economies, Germany and France, and is in close proximity to Southern Europe, as well as the Nordics and also Central Europe. The country offers great digital and logistical infrastructure, even with the River Rhine connecting to the major port in Rotterdam as a landlocked country. In addition to the EFTA Convention and the Free Trade Agreement with the European Union, Switzerland currently has a network of 31 free trade agreements. Latest one is being implemented with Indonesia. So even though Switzerland is a small market with only 8 million people, The world is your oyster with a hub in Switzerland. So let's look at another key location factor, talents. This is essential for every company. Where can I find the right talent for my business? And where can I recruit and retain the best tech people? Especially in these current times where digital nomads can be located anywhere they want to, choosing a location where you're able to bring your best people and they like it there too is key to most businesses. So look no further than Switzerland. For one, Switzerland's long tradition in vocational education and training, where the next generation is being trained hands-on in companies, and its many applied sciences universities, the country offers skilled technical staff, in addition to the academic leaders with a steady flow of graduates. So this is the local Swiss talent pool. But secondly, expats love Switzerland. If you are a company looking for a place where you can attract executives, for example, for your headquarter functions, Switzerland tops the list. This is because it's high quality of life, offering public safety, a good healthcare system, and a very outdoorsy lifestyle, with skiing and hiking in the beautiful Swiss Alps. And thirdly, with the bilateral agreements, you can recruit staff also from Europe. So no work permits are required, and there are also many cross-border commuters coming into Switzerland every day. In Switzerland, you and your employees have the choice to put together the dream team for your company. Often, when I talk to foreign investors, I hear, yeah, beautiful country and very innovative, but way too expensive for operating my business. Well, I will challenge this assumption now. Think value, not cost. Switzerland is a premium cost country. Yes, but yet it makes business sense to locate here. The many companies that have settled here and are continuing to open up shop in this country are the best testimonies. Let me explain what I mean by think value, not cost. As you have just touched upon the fact that the people are your most valued assets, it's important to also look at the costs involved with talent. The obvious costs, such as salaries, but also hidden costs, such as costs occurring through strict labor laws. Fact is, absolute salaries are higher in Switzerland than surrounding countries. But here's the catch. The Swiss love to work. We only have an average of 4 weeks of paid vacations compared to 6 and more weeks in other European countries. And with a 42-hour week, we have the longest week in Europe. We even voted down a referendum to install a 5-week minimum vacation time a few years back. That is how dedicated workers the Swiss are. The Swiss work ethics also reflects on a high productivity output. It ranks the highest in many international studies. So if you look at labor costs, Switzerland has low non-wage costs compared to other European countries, and also low dismissal costs, should you need to downsize and be more agile with your business. Its liberal labor laws allow you to do so. There are no large severance packages to be paid out, and notice of termination caps at 3 months in general. So the combination of high productivity but low non-wage and low dismissal costs due to its liberal labor laws offer you value and puts the high salary cost into perspective in Switzerland. Low non-wage cost for employers. To give you an example of a calculation on a low wage cost, this year was done by KPMG on a gross salary comparison of 200,000 euros. As you can see, the net salary, here in grey, is one of the highest in Switzerland, with the two cities of Zurich and Geneva in light red, meaning your employees take home a larger chunk of the paycheck than, for example, in the Netherlands or Finland. But more importantly, you as an employer have smaller added costs on top of the 200,000 salary that you pay. This is shown in green and dark red in the case of Switzerland. I also would like to briefly touch upon taxes, if you have any CFOs in the audience. As you might know, Switzerland has competitive corporate tax rates, with a flat tax rate on a federal level, and each canton or state has added taxes and also tax benefits. The ordinary tax ranges from around 12 to 21%, with vehicles such as a patent box or anti-super deduction, also tax holidays available, which are available in certain areas. The rates can be lowered further depending on the substance and also the research functions that you have. The Swiss tax authorities are approachable and business-minded, which makes it easy to work with, and red tape is kept to a minimum. That is something that foreign investors appreciate most about the Swiss tax system. Another important aspect, especially if you're working in emerging tech, is to have legal certainty. If you are innovating in the tech sector, you need to know that you're operating in a legally safe environment. That gives you at the same time enough flexibility to experiment with new business models and new tech applications. Switzerland offers exactly this. Government bodies in Switzerland are business-minded, progressive, and pioneering in regulations for emerging tech. To give you two examples, the first from the blockchain industry. Switzerland has a tech-neutral approach. The government integrates emerging technologies like blockchain into the existing legislation rather than over-regulating it. And we also have a decentralized political system, which allows cantons or the states to react quickly to new tech trends and have a sandbox approach on a regional level. So the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority, FINMA, published guidance on how to deal with ICOs based on existing financial market legislation, and was the first regulator in the world to introduce guidelines for ICOs. Another example is from the drones industry. Switzerland was at the forefront of developing regulations in the integration of drones into civil airspace. The Swiss Federal Office of Civil Aviation, FOCA, has facilitated the creation of the Swiss Use-Based Implementation Platform, SUSI, which is deployed in countries like Japan, New Zealand, and the United States to enable safe and responsible drone operations at scale. The first commercial drone transport in Europe took also place in Switzerland. It has established itself as a real-world testing location for drones and digital aviation systems. So Switzerland has truly proven itself as a pioneer, an innovator, and as a hub for emerging tech companies, especially in 5 key tech areas, which I will briefly present here. The 5 areas are artificial intelligence, blockchain, personalized health, robotics, and advanced manufacturing. And I will give you 6 reasons for each technology why you should think about Switzerland if you are active in these tech fields. The first is artificial intelligence. Switzerland is strong in basic and applied AI research. Experts often say that the algorithms and the software developed in Switzerland are of high quality. ITSIA is one of the well-known institutes. It's based in Lugano, Switzerland, where innovations like the long short-term memory was being developed and now used in Siri and other applications. You find key research partners and efficient tech transfer in Switzerland, with a collaborative ecosystem to build your AI applications and test it too. And of course, a trustworthy government and legal certainty. This is why a cluster of foreign corporate R&D centers have formed in Switzerland, with Microsoft, Google, and Disney. The history of blockchain in Switzerland goes back to the early crypto pioneers in 2014-15. It's the birthplace of now famous Crypto Valley. It started in Zug, in the canton of Zug. Through the pragmatic regulators and government authorities, its long-standing as a privacy culture, it gave way to many blockchain and crypto ventures to flourish. And now has not only over 900 companies in blockchain in Switzerland, but also a vast know-how accumulated with legal service providers and talent in blockchain applications. And those applications now range from verification to track and tracing in pharma and luxury goods, not only in finance. So it's a truly thriving ecosystem. Robotics and drones is another leading technology in Switzerland. It encompasses hardware for industrial robots with its engineering expertise and cross-disciplinary research in material science, sensorics, and also computer sciences for its software components. Made in Switzerland stands for good engineering and also for high quality standard. As mentioned earlier, it's also a testing ground for real-world application for drones and open source innovations like the startup Auterion as an example, which is a software used in many drones. So it's really the combination and the close proximity of different research groups that brings out new innovations in robotics and drones in Switzerland. Next topic is personalized health. What is unique in Switzerland with a long tradition in life sciences is that you find in one place the entire life sciences value chain. So from discovery, research, to clinical trial, to manufacturing, and also to commercialization, which offers you many ways to collaborate and to innovate with vast peer network. Also, 2 of the top 5 pharma players are from Switzerland. Those are Novartis and Roche. And Switzerland has a strong research output, above average in world-class AI, artificial intelligence in biotech patents were filed. So Switzerland is also a favorite location for life sciences or personalized health companies to set up a European headquarters and to service the market from here. You'll find the expertise you need to grow your business in pharma and digital health in one location. And last but not least, I would like to say a few words about producing in Switzerland. It obviously is not a low-cost production location, this we know. But for highly automated and high-tech products, it is a favorable location for international companies to produce and manufacture. With a trained workforce, I often hear that Swiss plants or production sites have less errors occurring, meaning saving cost per unit or piece produced. Switzerland has a very diverse supplier network for precision engineering, so you for sure find a company that knows how to manufacture a tiny piece of an engine or anything that you need for your robot. And again, the stamp Swiss made stands for high quality. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation. I hope I was able to bring you Switzerland a little closer and why it's a location to check out if you're in a tech field or are looking to expand to Europe. And in the meantime, there are many reminders about Switzerland in your everyday life. So until we can all travel again and you can visit Switzerland on a next trip, in the meantime, remember that Switzerland is all around you. So thank you for listening.